Hey, you, stop here! Give me all your loot!
Never! Death first!
That's bigger! Ooh, I have bigger!
Wait! 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 Peace.
Okay.
We will cooperate.
We will build, craft, and loot together.
And we will review Conan Exiles.
Conan Exiles, the game that was supposed to be free from Epic Games, but they said,
But they
too bad.
betrayed us.
Yes,
and
they
slit
said,
the throats of the players.
too bad. You're
So
gonna
that's-
have to buy it on your own. But we're still gonna do the review because a lot of you know about the game that
Yeah.
exists now.
And
but
the
the
question
question
is a bit different.
is different. True.
I mean, we're going to have the same question.
Yeah.
But usually our question about should you play it is the game is free, is it worth your time? But now it's not going to be free anymore. So the question is also, is it worth the price to buy it? Because many of you got interested because of Epic Games
Screwed up. Yes.
screw up. Yeah, that's
But let's explain the game because the game is very similar to one that we already got for free, and that was
Very.
the Ark Survive and Evolve.
yeah.
This is again a crafting, building, surviving game in the open world map where everything is themed on Conan a little bit. I mean, the title, the main character in the intro, that's about it. But it's
That's
still like a little bit medieval fantasy game where you have swords, bows, some magic avatars, big avatars, and other NPCs that you can actually talk to or fight with, and you can actually make them your slaves. That's interesting.
And
about
if you
this
start
game.
cooperating with other real players, you could build cities. Like there, really, the possibilities are
And since the game
expansive.
Since the game came out, it's 2 years ago already, and they continue expand the game. So now you can have mounts, you can have pets, you can enslave other humans there,
There's
and you
a
can
lot.
do it on a big map that is like, yes, there's only one huge map that continues to expand, and there's different areas. There's like sandy area, there's a forest, there's snow mountains. There's a lot of variation in this game.
it's extremely varied.
And there's something very special about this game in the one mechanic.
Ooh, me,
Yeah.
me.
Please.
I loved this. And you'll hear a lot of our comparison to Ark, Survival Evolved, because anyone who has played Ark will immediately feel at home in this. There's just a few key differences. One of them is that you can climb everything.
You can you see the wall, you can climb it. You see a tree, you can climb it. There's a really
And-
climbing system in the game. It doesn't work perfectly, but it's something that we haven't seen for a while in a game.
It feels a bit like Assassin's Creed ability to just kind of climb up. Well, no, it's because it's not
It's
like
different,
parkour. You're actually
Yeah.
climbing up, and it uses your stamina. So if you have low stamina, you can't climb very far. Still, you can go up, but then if you run out of stamina and fall, you're probably dead.
Talking about stamina, this game seems like took actually a lot from the Dark Souls because like the
Dark Souls.
yes.
Go on.
Because when you fight with your sword, it takes up the stamina. You can dodge, you can jump, and it's kind of difficult too. Every fight, actually.
The combat is rather technical. Would you say that the combat is well polished?
It's not polished.
Tell me more about that.
But the question is,
Ah.
before that,
I think you have the idea now.
yeah,
We come to our main question.
which is, should you play it? And should you buy it, basically?
Well, yes, it's been a long time since we've done a should you buy it game,
Yeah.
but that's
But
basically it.
the
Yeah.
question is still the same, because even if you buy it, is it still worth your money? Is
And
it worth
time.
your time?
Yeah. Would you like
Because-
to go first?
Yeah. Well, I like the graphic. The
Mhm.
characters look great. Everything went smooth. I really like the beginning. It feels like you really are in the open world, but not everything is perfect in this game. One main thing that is the fighting actually is the probably worst part of this game,
Oh, really?
because the AI is terrible. Yes, you
Yeah.
might complain that you can play this game with other players and then it's fine, then it's a lot of better. But I'm more of a single player, so I tried to play more alone. And for that, I didn't enjoy as much the fighting because AI is stupid. They get stuck. It's easy to kill them, and it breaks the immersion.
You can. It's so stupid that like you can shoot them with an arrow,
Exactly.
and if you're up on a rock, again climbing, if
Exactly.
you're up on a rock, they'll see you, charge you, and
Yeah.
then just walk back by. So it's much stupider than like the Skyrim stealth thing of I guess I imagined it, and they go
But
back.
you know,
Worse.
it reminds me like of the old RPG games where like everything takes really a lot of time.
Yes.
The crafting
Yes,
is really
yes.
deep, and it is in this game. You can craft many things, and you can build like the fortress or the house or the castle of your dreams. The building thing is probably the best thing about it.
It seems like if you can imagine it, you can build
Yes.
it if you spend enough time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it will probably not get better even with the updates, but till now I think it's pretty good game.
So your answer then?
I'm giving it yes.
Ooh.
You should buy it and you should play it.
Yay. Okay. Even buying it full price, which I believe is something like $30,
Definitely
30 euros.
better on the Steam sale now, which is like 16 euros. It's not worth the full price because it's still buggy and it's not perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so things I love in games: exploration, role playing,
Check.
and I want to emphasize role playing because something that I said about Ark that I really enjoyed because of crafting and the experience of Ark and all of this. But I said what I wish from Ark is that it had a better character creator. The character creator in this game I found to be one of the best things. Extremely customizable, and the
Characters are really pretty.
yeah, the very high like graphic quality for the characters, like the opposite of Ark. So I could really connect to my character. And for Ark, I also said that I wish the theme was more consistent. Like I didn't quite get this dinosaurs with laser guns with like it didn't grab me as much. I'm kind of a fantasy player, so this world really pulled me in and made me want to explore it. And we've already mentioned the one thing that I didn't realize that I absolutely needed in Ark, and that is climbing. I know it breaks some of the fighting. It makes it easy to be an archer and just like, but like I'm always an archer. I always like sniping,
Like camping and shooting people from distance. Yeah.
Now, I agree with all the negatives that you said, and I think especially to emphasize the AI, the problem is in single player, this makes the world feel kind of artificial and not as immersive as Ark, which is strange to say because Ark breaks immersion often.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times in this where on one side the survival mechanics are pretty intense. You have to eat all the time, you have to drink all the time, you can get poisoned really easily. But every time you encounter an enemy, you're kind of thinking like, okay, is this real? Like, are you kidding me? All that being said,
Get to the point.
I really enjoyed this and was enthusiastic about it. I could see myself spending a lot more time in it. I'm going to say yes, for all of the positive
Even
reasons that we've
for
listed.
buying it, not getting it for
Yes.
free.
I think we're on exactly the same page.
I think it was really disaster when it came up, so people say. But we played only this more polished version. if you expect it will get more polished, probably not so much.
No.
But as it is, I think it's still worth playing.
And we should be clear that we're both talking about the single player edition of this, which it's usually approached as a multiplayer thing. And it's very possible, as was our experience with Ark, that if you go into the multiplayer forums, you will be constantly crushed by players that have spent more time there.
Well, you can create your own server
Yes.
and then play it with your friends, and that's the best way to play this game.
I think co-op would be awesome, but even single player, if you don't mind grinding a lot,
you need to spend really
it's a lot of time.
too much time.
Yeah, but as I said,
a lot
like
to do.
crafting gets my interest, exploration gets my interest, role playing an interesting
I would
character
say
gets my
only the
interest.
fighting gets
Could be a lot better.
boring.
Could be
over time.
a lot better. Yeah, but yeah, on a good sale. I think this is definitely, if this looks like maybe your type of game, I would recommend even buying it. And if you have a friend to play it with, you could have a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's our review. Let us know what you think. If you're familiar with this game, leave a comment down below and tell us your own pros and cons.
Or if you know the Ark and Conan, would you be able to compare it and which one is better?
Don't forget to subscribe, because even though this game wasn't free, usually we review all the free games coming from Epic Games.
But sometimes we do something extra.
Something extra like this. So you should stay with us, watch our episodes of Epic News, our reviews of all the free games from a month. And speaking of lots of free games,
Yes.
don't forget to subscribe to our friend, Low Budget Gaming, who covers and announces all of the free games and great deals on games on all the platforms, not just on Epic Games.
And before that, we get to the fight, and if we both survive, we'll see you next time.
Only one will survive.
Bye!
I will see you next time. Bye.
Hey, you, give me all your loot.
Never. Death first.
Oh, that's bigger.
I have bigger ones. Something. I don't know. Like
I thought it's your fault.
no, it was your line.
You can improvise. You can tell me it's
But
bigger.
I already have a.